All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Peak to Middle School. My name is Narwhal.
My name is Kyle.
And today is a special day.
For me, I'm having a good day. John's not having a good day.
My day is going pretty shitty because I'm doing a 30-day challenge, which I've mentioned. And today's challenge is to not say the word that is spelt L-I-K-E.
Like.
Because I tend to say it all the time on the podcast. I've noticed, not that it's an issue yet, but it
can be an issue.
At sometimes it can be annoying.
Especially if you notice it. Then
Once
it's like
you notice it,
yeah.
you can't stop noticing it.
Mm-hmm.
So
now everyone's going to notice it.
Yeah, but I'm spending all day today focusing on my speech, and I'm more controlled.
Have you been actively trying to
Yes, every word I say, I'm actively avoiding that word, which is bad. There's a lot of professors and just people I've watched in interviews that they can talk for an hour-long podcast and never say that word once.
I know.
They don't need any filler words. They don't even say
I feel as though it's more of a younger generation thing. I don't know why, but I guess we just say like a lot.
I think, at least for me.
Did you say it? I didn't even notice it. Well, we're gonna okay. So I guess we could talk about what the consequences are.
I just said it, but it also It only counts if it's used as a filler word.
Yeah, he can still say I like doing this, or that's about it, right?
Yeah. Oh wait, maybe I didn't say. Maybe I said think.
I don't
know. I don't know if I just said it,
okay,
but
whatever.
The point is, we're not gonna stop during this episode every time I say the word. But what we're gonna do is when I go and edit it, I'm gonna tally up every single time I say it, and then I'm gonna tell Kyle how many times I said it, and then that's how many things he gets to make me do. Because kind of the consequence for this challenge is throughout the whole day, whoever I'm with, if they hear me say it, they can tell me to do anything other than get naked, and I have to do it.
Pretty broad. The options there's plenty of options.
Options are endless. Yeah.
So far, immediately when we got into work, John said it, and I made him do 20 push-ups under a table. Luckily, no one walked by.
That was a nice warm-up. I got my blood flowing.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Then he had to buy me lunch.
Mm-hmm.
He had to take a lap around our parking lot, and he's wearing like a button-up shirt. And it's really hot outside.
And then I had to Venmo a random stranger $1. Yeah. Well, a random person on my friends list on Venmo $1.
Yeah. And then I still have one more that I am deciding to use, and it's going to be John's going to do a belly flop into the lake, and it's going to be a successful belly flop because John's trying to argue, I can try to do a belly flop. I'm like, well, then it's not a belly flop.
All I'm saying is I think you're twisting your power a little too much.
I don't think so. It's a belly flop is a belly flop, or it's not a belly flop. So you're going to do a belly flop.
But you're just going to lie. You're going to say, no, that actually wasn't good enough.
No, I've done plenty of belly flops in my day. I know what a belly flop looks like. I will be a good judge. I've been nice to you today.
But there's not a third person to be the moderator.
The camera though. If you do a belly
so I'll catch you lying.
Yeah.
On video. So you kind of have to be honest, otherwise people will.
I would be honest anyways. You're lucky you're with me and not someone else, because some of our other friends would have destroyed you by now.
Yeah, Kyle told me one of the things he was gonna make me go up to my boss and say, "Hey, I gotta go take a shit. I'll be back." But fortunately, he did not make me do that.
Oh, that'd have been so funny.
Because that would have been really bad.
That would have been great.
Yeah, no, I do appreciate Kyle is not trying to ruin my life here. He's just trying to have a little fun. Yeah. Which is what it's all. Now, a lot of people probably think that this is just a stupid challenge.
And
What's the point?
There's two.
Damn it. As I started saying it, I could feel it coming out.
Damn.
A lot of people probably think this is useless, but there is a point to it. The whole idea is I feel like I sometimes don't value my words enough, and I try and go too fast and just throw things out and break the silence, which I've mentioned a long time ago on the podcast that I've learned by doing this podcast. Sometimes the silences and the pauses are good. And I think it adds to a conversation if you don't use a ton of filler words, because it proves that you actually are meaning what you're saying and you're not just throwing stuff out, you know?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
And I noticed you said I feel like. Does that count?
No, because it wouldn't have made sense if I said I feel that.
I feel that.
Yeah,
I think
but if I didn't have a word there, it wouldn't have made sense. I couldn't just say I feel.
So we're just talking like
yeah.
that.
I have a story. Kyle told it once a long time ago, but I just want to mention it again because it was so funny. I don't have many memories of school in middle school of actual classroom memories. I have a lot of outside of classroom memories at lunch or at recess or in the halls or whatever. But to me, the classes were boring and I just kind of coasted through them, I guess. But one memory I vividly have is 8th grade with Kyle in our LASS class, which was just our
English
class. Kyle had to give a presentation and our teacher had a bell and she was in this one section of the year where I don't know why she did it, but I felt like it was almost a whole month
of doing the bell thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. All I remember is for some reason I volunteered to go first, which is not like me. And we each had to like come with a like an article or something and just talk about it. And we couldn't say like, yeah. So
the whole goal was to avoid filler words.
Yeah. So you're just trying to give a presentation without saying those words. And I went first, and every time you say one of those words, she dings the bell, and then you have to like just continue.
And it's a loud ding.
And it was like one of those bells you're at the front desk, and you go ding.
Yeah.
It was one of those. And I went first. I still remember I was talking about the 520 bridge, creating a toll. I still remember it. And I couldn't even get a sentence out. I was literally just like, I started off, I was like, ding. I was like, fuck. Ding. I'm like, so ding. I was like, I couldn't even, I literally probably got a sentence out. And then she eventually felt so bad because this had gone on for like a few minutes.
It went on for 5 minutes.
And the whole class is like laughing.
Of Kyle saying 2 words and then getting dinged, and everybody was just losing it.
Yeah, everyone's laughing. And like at first I was laughing, and then it started getting really frustrating. And I was on the verge of crying. Like, I was so embarrassed, and I wanted to get it over with, and I was trying to just not cry. And I kept saying these words.
This was at the age where crying in class
wasn't okay.
It wasn't okay anymore.
I was like 14 or 13. Like I shouldn't be crying in school, and I was about to. And then finally she's just like, all right, you can move on. And then she let me have the bell, and then I was dinging for people.
Oh.
So that was kind of fun. But yeah, that was like the last time I've almost cried in school. Words almost made me cry.
Yeah. Anyways, okay, so I had a pretty bad experience yesterday. My last 2 days have not been the best days, and I just wanted to talk about this. I went to the gym, was trying to be productive yesterday, and a few minutes after getting there, I sent a text to our group chat because I went to the squat rack and I was going to do leg day. And I wasn't doing traditional squats. I was kind of doing this deadlift type thing, but my stance was really wide. My legs were super wide. And
like a sumo squat?
I don't know. There's a word for it. I don't know what Shim calls it, but your legs are really wide and they're out.
I think that's sumo, or I could be wrong.
I don't know. I don't know what he calls it, but I was doing that and I was going pretty heavy, trying to go like heavy, less reps. And I'll wear compression shorts sometimes. I have 3 pairs, but I don't live by my compression shorts. A lot of guys will only work out if they're wearing compression shorts.
And I talked to Jordan, he's the same way. He always has compression shorts on.
Yeah, a lot of people, they'll get wedgies or it'll feel uncomfortable or they're chafing.
Or whatever happened to John.
Yeah, I've never had issues with it. And so if I have compression shorts, I'll go. If I can't find them, I'll just go in boxers or briefs or whatever. And I happen to be wearing a really old pair of boxers that I've had since 7th or 8th grade. They still fit. They have penguins on them. Oh, they're really, really cool.
I had some penguin ones too.
Yeah. And so since my legs were so wide and they were such old boxers, not that they were too small, but they were a little tighter maybe.
And you probably had like
a
little pre-sweat going, so it's a little more grippy maybe to your legs.
Yeah. So it was sort of sticking my legs. And since they were so wide, it kind of like pushes them to their boundary.
Right.
And I go down and I went through 2 sets and I was going to do 4 sets. And on my 3rd set, on the 3rd rep coming up, so I went down. And then as I like pushed to come up, through my headphones, I hear a loud ass tear. It's like, And I was like, what was that? I thought maybe I like accidentally squirted a fart out. Because sometimes if I'm lifting really heavy.
Yeah. Especially if you're squatting in that wide, weird position.
Yeah, and it's just like, and then sometimes it just,
it's fine.
Just pops out.
Whatever.
Yeah, and if I'm at the gym and someone accidentally farts next to me, I would never judge them because I know the struggle. Sometimes you can't control it.
I might laugh, but I would expect that someone would laugh if I farted. That's the same way if I fall. Like if I fall,
you have the right to laugh.
Like
at me.
laugh at me because I'm gonna laugh at you if you fall.
Yeah, Kyle's a thing with fat people falling. Dude.
There's just some videos that just everyone's just got different things that make them laugh. That just never fails.
Just fat
never
people
fails.
falling.
My all-time favorite like video that will always make me laugh is this video of this man. It's like a surveillance video, just like taking on like a sidewalk, and it shows this German Shepherd comes over and just takes a fat shit on the sidewalk, and then this just like kind of overweight dude walks by, and like he doesn't see the shit, and he steps in it, and his foot just like slides forward, and he just slowly falls down. And it's like just my favorite video, and it just brings me to tears every time.
Kyle sent one the other day. And I know that when he sends a message with all caps of ha 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 ha, I know that he like is really laughing.
Mm-hmm.
And the one the other day was this dog that juked out its owner, and this lady. I think one thing that I find hilarious is when they're on the verge of falling over, but they're trying to stay up, so they keep running as they're falling over.
She just tried to save herself for too long.
Yeah.
And this, I don't know what it is about, but some people that fall and then they roll over and then their legs just slowly fling over each side.
Yeah.
Oh, it gets me.
So, anyways, I was coming up and it tears, and I heard it through my headphones. I had some loud music. Now, I'm still not sure to this day if I heard the tear or if I kind of felt the tear.
It could have been both.
It could have been both, or maybe it wasn't as loud as I thought, but when you're wearing something, you can feel it tearing it.
I mean, tear sound is... I've torn my boxers before.
It's like...
But I wasn't at the gym. I was at home.
Yeah.
It was when I was in like... I remember when I...
What were you doing?
I was like... I think I had jeans on and I had boxers on, which is like a terrible combo. And then I like bent over or something and I squatted and I think my legs were kind of sweaty.
Yeah.
And I just felt the rip. And it was loud too. Like you could hear it.
Yeah.
So
I heard it, and my first fear was after I realized it wasn't a fart. I was thinking, holy shit, I might have just torn my shorts. Like my asshole might be out there right now. Because like for some reason I was thinking maybe the boxers and the shorts simultaneously tore.
That would have been funny.
And then
your ass is
hairy asshole would just be out.
Especially when you're squatting, it'd just be spreading out. It wouldn't be good for anyone.
Yeah, and so the worst part, this guy that went to high school with us, that's a year older than me, or a couple years older than me, was right behind me. And it's one of those things where every time I'm at the gym and he's there, we'll say what's up to each other. Be like, oh, hey, man, how's it going? And he was right behind me. So he definitely probably heard it.
Did he have headphones in?
He did, but they were taking a break, him and his buddy. So I don't know.
You should have acknowledged it and be like, yo, did you guys hear that rip? I think I just ripped my short or my boxers.
Yeah, I think I just ripped ass in front of you guys.
I either ripped ass or boxers. I don't know.
Yeah. So I knew something was wrong. So I went to the bathroom to investigate, and I went into the stall, like sat down like I was going to take a shit. And it was torn all the way from like the top at the bottom of my back. Tailbone all the way down to underneath my ball sack.
That's a big tear.
It was a huge tear. And
man.
I was like, all right, well, at least it's just the boxers. I can go continue my workout with the torn boxers. So I tried to go continue, and I could feel the breeze going into my ass. Mm-hmm. And it was such a vibe killer. I just left the gym. I just went home.
Damn, that really sucks. When you sent that text, I was in the gym too, and I just see it and I started bursting out laughing. People were looking at me. And I have a story about the gym the other day that I told you, but I was doing like dumbbell bench, and there were so many benches open around me. Yeah. And this old Asian man walks in and grabs the like 2-pound weights and starts doing this. Yeah. It's like rocking back and forth like bicep curls kind of, but like kind of like horizontal.
Was he in front of you or was he next to you?
He was standing right in front of me. And I'm like, there's so much room. You do not need to stand right in front of me. So I had his ass in my face while he's doing back and forth. This.
Why are old people so clueless sometimes?
I don't know.
We've talked about before people that don't have a good sense of, I don't know what the word is, but when you realize that, just social awareness, I guess. When you realize that someone doesn't want to talk to you, or you realize that you're maybe being a little bit annoying on accident, and it seems like once you get past a certain age, they just lose everything.
Yeah, it could have been a cultural thing too. Because like I know Asian people, they have less personal space.
Yeah.
But there's so much room.
Yeah.
There was not many people there.
Yeah. You had another.
I was about to say that. So John and I, we worked out before work, like last week, and we showered at the gym. It was my first time showering at 24.
Be honest, was it as bad as you thought it would be?
No, I mean it was fine. It was just kind of like I felt weird standing in that shower because I was like, people definitely pee in this.
Yeah, dude.
My feet are in it.
And sometimes there's like hair caught in the drain, and I know that it's not body hair. It's probably asshole hair.
Yeah, and there's just a lot of naked dudes. Anyways, so I'm sitting down. I had just changed my clothes. I'm sitting on like the bench in front of the locker, and then this man walks over. I didn't know he was naked at first. I just see like he's shirtless. He had a towel around his waist. Again, I'm sitting down, so I'm like, eye level with his waist area. He just drops his towel, and I'm just out of the corner of my eye. I just see this man's penis is right in my face. I'm like, all right. So I kind of turned to my left, and I stood up, and then I walk away to go do my hair.
Also, I don't know if you really noticed it or were paying attention, but I was watching this whole scenario go down in my peripheral vision, and Kyle kind of, not frantically, but he kind of gets up in a.
Yeah.
He was ready to get out of there.
I was.
And as he got up, you kicked over your water bottle and it rolled closer to the guy. It rolled in between, like next to the guy's feet.
Did I grab it? I don't even remember.
Yeah. So you knocked it over and it rolls in front of this naked guy's feet.
Oh,
and
man. So I got to bend over.
So you lean over and you kind of lean into his dick.
I kind of do remember that.
And then you quickly walk away.
I quickly go to the sink, and there's, again, no one at the sinks.
There's like 10 sinks.
I'm just like doing my hair. This same man, now clothed, walks in, I'm in the corner sink, back corner sink. He picks the sink right next to me and starts shaving his face.
There was 8 other sinks.
So many other sinks. And then it got to the point, at first, like, it's fine. He walks in naked, like, drops his towel, whatever. Like, old people do that in the locker room. Also, this guy wasn't, like, old. He was, like, 45 or 50.
Yeah, he was probably in his 50s.
Yeah. And like, I get it if you're super old and you just are unaware, but like, he should have been aware, I feel like. And he just starts shaving right next to me, and I'm just like, dude, like, are you targeting me? Are you trying to just like follow me around now that your dick was in my face? You're gonna shave next to me and prove how manly you are?
Yeah.
So that ruined my whole morning vibe.
And then when he came up next to you, the whole rest of the time you must have been like, it's hard to focus on what you're doing because you're thinking, is this guy coming on to me?
Yeah, and I was in a rush.
Does he want something
so
from me?
I was just like, I'm just like, all right, I'm done. I just left.
Is that why we were leaving? You're like, man, I'm having today's a bad hair day. Maybe because you were rushed out of your hair routine.
Because of this naked man following me, trying to shave in front of me, trying to prove his dick size and the fact that he can shave. Cool, man, you can shave. Nice. I can shave too, just not as much.
Just don't need to shave.
Don't need to shave as often. So yeah, that man just alphaed me.
Anyways, another thing that I wrote down that I just really have to address. Kyle and I, well, first of all, in light of all I don't know when the context of in light makes sense.
What?
In light of the recent blank, blah, blah,
yeah.
blah, blah.
That.
Okay, well, anyways, there's been a couple mass shootings. I don't really want to get political and dive into all that, but obviously, rest in peace to everybody that was affected by that.
Prayers to everybody involved.
Horrible, horrible situation. But Kyle and I at work were talking about this started as a serious conversation. What would we do if someone came in to a store or our work or somewhere where we were and they had a gun? What would we do?
Yeah.
Now, the office that Kyle and I work in, there's one door to leave. And
I feel bad laughing at this point because I'm laughing about what's going to come in the future here. But so, yeah, if someone were to come in with a gun, like we're in this basically a storage room.
And there's basically
like a long hall with one door that faces
and
us.
It's just cement wall, or not cement, but
hard walls.
Hard walls on all other sides, and then the long hallway and one door. So we were in there, and I'm like, yo, if a guy with a gun comes in and starts walking towards us, what do you do? And Kyle says the thing that I would least expect out of every possible scenario. Kyle says he would get up, turn away from the door, and sprint into the wall.
Oh man,
He's
like my original thought was like I could run through this wall.
He cannot run through these walls. These are thick, sturdy walls.
You don't know that.
Maybe if it was just kind of plywood or something, that's a flimsy temporary wall.
Or like another door I could maybe break through.
Yeah, but this is this is not possible. And so we just started losing it because I'm like, dude, you could charge the guy. We could team up, charge him together. Maybe he gets one of us. Maybe we take him down. We could flip our desk over, use it as protection.
You could jump on top of we have some things we could stand on and get through the roof.
Yeah, storage cabinets. And that was what I was going to say is I would try and hop up, and it's kind of those roofs they have in schools where the tiles
push the thing up.
Yeah, they can move around. And people work in there. People will be working in the roof sometimes. So it's clearly has enough room for us to crawl around in there.
It's ample room for crawling.
But Kyle just thought he would plow through the wall, which I'm
not a huge guy. I don't think I'd make it through the wall.
I don't think you have that much force. I mean,
adrenaline kicks in, man.
Maybe make a dent, but you would definitely, if you hit it with your head,
you would knock myself out.
You would knock yourself out. And then what are you going to do?
Might not be much of a target.
I kind of wondered that too. Do you think you could play dead?
I don't know. I don't think that's really. I mean, I don't know if it's something you can really say because it depends on how crazy the person is.
And in the moment, I think that would be the last thing that I would
just gonna lay down. You're
gonna
run away.
Yeah.
I wonder if I could run through a wall. Like I've never tried. I just wonder. Like, do you think I could get through the wall dividing the garages? Because it's not that thick, is it?
Well, this wall is doable, but that wall back there?
No. That is like through a whole house, the side of a house, basically.
But that's kind of the wall that we have at work.
You don't know that. You haven't been on the other side of that wall.
That's true. I don't know what's back there.
I don't know how deep that wall goes.
Yeah. I think with ample preparation, you could.
And protection, maybe.
Got like a helmet and some shoulder pads.
Yeah. Like a battering ram, maybe.
Yeah.
Moving along. I was at Chick-fil-A recently. And
Again?
No. Just that one time.
Okay.
I forgot to say it on the other podcast. And the guy's taking my order. And so because there was a long line, they have the people like outside in the drive-thru taking orders. Mm-hmm. It's like, it's just this dude just like walks up to my window and he's like, hey, what can I get you? What's your name?
Yeah.
So after I say it, I'm like, thanks. And he says, oh, my pleasure. I was like, all right. It's like not a common saying.
Yeah.
And then my window's still down, and I just hear him like going back farther and farther and just my pleasuring everybody.
Yeah.
He's just hitting him with my pleasure.
Yeah.
And then his coworker walks out, and he's like, "Oh, like get home safely, like have a good day." And she goes, "Thank you." And he says, "My pleasure." And I'm like, "All right, I guess clearly this is this guy's saying my pleasure."
I actually think it's Chick-fil-A's saying
my pleasure.
I think a lot of the places I've been to, they always say it.
Whoa.
I was actually
but he was even talking to his coworker though.
Oh,
like his coworker walked out.
I think they just have a very high standard of how they like this mutual respect.
Okay,
type thing.
That makes more sense now because I was like, it's a little weird to be saying my pleasure to like, oh, thank you for telling me that I'm gonna have a good day or something like that. It's like this is my pleasure that I told you to have a good day. Because then I was going to ask you, like, do you have, like, a go-to saying for something? Like, a go-to you're welcome or a go-to thank you or a go-to how's it? I know you're a big hi there person. I've noticed that.
Yeah,
when you walk up to a counter, you say hi there. You say that all the time.
Hi there.
I noticed that on a road trip. Every time you walked up to a counter, you said hi there.
Yeah.
I never say that.
I like hi there and hello. I like hello more than just hi. I don't know why.
Hi.
It feels like I feel like hi. I think what it is with hello, since it's 2 syllables. Hello.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Yeah.
Because hey could just be like, oh, it's like not enough.
Yeah, and I feel like with 2 syllables, you can kind of read the other person during the first syllable and change as you're reading the first syllable. You can change how you say the second syllable.
That's a quick read.
It is, but I feel like I've cultivated the skill.
Wow.
So if I'm walking on a trail, right, where we're hiking,
Okay,
and I see a stranger and I go, "Hi," there's no other way to say it. You're just saying hi.
Hi.
But I could say
Hi sounds like a little kid kind of.
Yeah,
Hi.
Yeah, it just sounds sort of annoying, I guess. But if I see someone and I say hello, my brain's processing, so I could say hello or hello. Yeah, you go hello. You kind of drag out the hello, or you could say
hello. Oh, never say that. That's super annoying. Hello.
Dude, Luke says that all the time.
I know.
That's how Luke would say it.
Hello.
You could say, yes, there's hello, hello, hello. It's a quick, firm.
See,
or hello.
I feel like you say, not saying you, but like in general, hello is said to people that you usually don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I won't walk up to you and just, unless you're saying like hello.
Yeah.
Because you don't, that'd be weird if someone walks in and you go, hey.
Yeah, it
Like,
doesn't really
like
work.
hello is like a questioning thing or introducing myself to someone I've never met before.
Yeah.
But I would never walk up to you and say hello.
Yeah.
I would say, hey, what's up? Or hey.
Yeah.
Or hi. Or howdy.
Yeah. But in terms of going back to your question about if someone says thank you, what is my go-to response? I think I say for sure a lot. They're like, oh, thanks. Like, yeah, for sure. Because that's kind of that or no problem is kind of the same thing, I feel like. I don't really say, if someone says thank you, I'm probably not going to say you're welcome or my pleasure. I feel like
my
those
pleasure.
are,
I'm going to start saying that.
those are kind of weird. But in general conversation, I think I usually say for sure or no problem.
I say of course sometimes too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
sometimes I say just yep. And like,
yeah.
I mean, it makes sense in context, but when you just say thank you, yep, it sounds kind of like
it sounds kind of mean or yeah, it sounds douchey when you explain it, but in the context of a conversation, it sounds normal.
Like, oh, thanks, yeah, no problem. Like it's shorter for yeah, no problem.
Yeah. Another thing that I was gonna actually say right when you started talking about the Chick-fil-A thing, does it ever bother you when Chick-fil-A in particular, but I guess any sort of nice restaurant or even fast food restaurants where they're just, I almost get bothered if they seem to be too nice.
Yeah.
Because if they say my pleasure so much and they act like they're so happy to help me, don't get me wrong. It's nice. It's their job. I'm sure their managers tell them to do that, so they have to do that. But there comes a point where I'm like,
I don't expect you don't need to be this nice.
Yeah, I don't want you to be this nice because I know deep down you don't truly want to be refilling my drink. You'd rather be home. But when they act so happy, like,
oh, I would love to fill your drink.
This is my pleasure to get you those chicken nuggets.
Oh, of course. It's like you work at McDonald's. Like you're not happy.
I mean, I feel like McDonald's employees usually aren't like that, but
fine.
But I mean, I appreciate the effort and the thought behind it. But to me, a lot of the times I'm just like, dude, can you just say like, yeah, I'd rather have them say like, yeah, I got you, bro, as opposed to my pleasure, good sir. It's like,
yeah, but there's also some old white people that expect that kind of like, I could just picture an old white person that just sucks. Probably like the man that was naked in front of me. He would not appreciate a, yeah, for sure, bro. He would appreciate a, oh yeah, sure, I will fill your water, sir. I would love to. He's all about that. Old white people like that.
Yeah, they expect that respect.
Yeah, they expect a little too much respect at times.
Yeah,
I'm all about respecting your elders, but it comes a point where it's like, all right,
it's a bit too much.
Let's chill.
Yeah, I hope when I'm older, I hope I don't get stuck in my ways and
too.
become the old person that other people hate. Because there are a lot of cool old people that people love. It's like,
I love good old, like cool old people.
Cool old people, I want to be like them.
That are with the ways, that are just super chill.
Yeah.
Love you.
I love old people that can kind of understand new trends, and maybe they don't necessarily buy into it. Maybe they won't start texting that way or talking this certain way, but if you explain it to them, they at least understand why it's a thing. And they're not like, well, that's not very appropriate because back in my day, we would never say that.
Exactly.
It's like, all right, buddy.
Like, those are kind of the gay people that are like against. Did I say gay people?
You said gay people.
I'm
the gay people that are against old marriage.
I messed that one up. Old people that are against gay marriage.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you're gay? You can't be gay. It's not real. Like, those people suck.
That was so accurate, dude.
Yeah.
You can't be gay. That's not a thing around here.
Yeah. What? You can't be gay. It's against the Bible. It's like, come on, dude. It's totally cool to be gay.
Dude, it is so cool to be gay.
It is.
It's way cooler than being straight.
I mean,
being gay is the new thing, dude.
It is the new thing. It's not new. Yeah. It's newly accepted.
Yes.
And that's a good thing. And if you still don't accept gay marriage, there's no helping you. I'm sorry.
When you hear the word blouse, a woman's blouse,
think of pirates.
What is a blouse to you?
Kind of like it's for a girl.
Yeah.
Or a woman. And it is kind of like, I would say it's long sleeves and kind of flowy.
Oh, so it's kind of like soft, like flows in the wind.
Yeah, kind of like silky a little.
Okay.
Silk, made of silk.
It's not like cotton.
No. Okay. No cotton blouse.
Yeah.
I just kind of think of like Keira Knightley in whatever it's called, Pirates of the Caribbean.
I don't necessarily know what you're talking about, but
she's got a blouse.
So it's just something thin, kind of.
That was a really bad example. I don't even know if she's wearing a blouse. I know she's wearing a super tight dress that she can't breathe in, but blouse. I feel like they wear something over, maybe a sweater over the blouse.
Okay. So it's a long sleeve, looser shirt.
Yeah, it's not tight. It's silky. It's a little flowy, a little looser, silky.
Okay. And is it, to you, is it something?
White.
It has to be white.
It's white.
Okay. And what context do they wear it in? Is it formal? Can you wear it to work? Do you wear it out to like a nice dinner?
Blouse. It's not like lounging around the house in your blouse. You're not gonna blouse in your house. You're gonna blouse when you're out and about. So it's like, it's not super nice. Like, you're not wearing a blouse to a wedding. It's like you can wear a blouse to work. You could wear it on a date maybe.
Okay.
You could just wear it out on the night on the town with the girls.
But no blousing in the house.
You're not gonna blouse in your house.
Okay. So that's pretty good.
Is that close?
So I was having this conversation with my mom and sister. My sister didn't even know this until a couple weeks ago when she was talking with one of her other girlfriends saying
she doesn't blouse,
something like look at this new blouse I got or something like that. And basically all of us were mind blown simultaneously, because apparently to girls a blouse is any sort of shirt. Literally
like a t-shirt.
A woman's, according to my mom and sister, they don't even know what a blouse is. They say to them in girl lingo, if they're talking to other girls, anything can be considered a blouse.
What?
So they said if you wear kind of just a t-shirt that's more of like a work shirt that you're going to work out in the yard with.
That's a blouse?
That could be a blouse.
So
or,
if Morgan wore this, it would be a blouse.
Yes. So I said
no
if
sense.
I take off my shirt, which for me is a shirt, and I give it to you and you wear it, she said, yes, it's a blouse.
So your mom and Morgan both think that anything is a blouse?
Yes, they were saying, the thing is, they're saying no one really knows what a blouse is. There's no definition for a blouse.
Did you look up the definition of blouse?
I will. I can in a second.
Okay.
But what they were, I thought it was one of those, in movies when girls like, I don't know, they get out of bed with their husband and they're like in underwear, and then they have like a really
big t-shirt.
No, it's like a really thin, kind of like a short t-shirt with like the spaghetti strings, like the really thin strings, and it's kind of just like a morning shirt.
Sure.
that you just wear around in the morning before you get ready. It's like you're cooking breakfast and like this white thin shirt.
Yeah.
I
I think what you were saying.
Okay. Yeah. I thought that was a blouse, just something that's really thin and flowy, like kind of what you said.
Kind of, but that's not what I pictured.
But they were saying no. But then they were also saying, my mom says the shirts I wear to work, all of them are blouses.
Yeah, so like what your mom wears to work, that's what I would define as a blouse.
Yes, that's a blouse. But then she's like, anything else can be a blouse too. So I'm like, what the hell is a blouse?
Am I wearing a blouse?
Dude, I don't know.
Do you like my blouse?
I do.
It's black good. Blouse.
So if I wear my sister's blouse, am I wearing a blouse or is that now a shirt?
I guess it becomes a shirt.
And then, so I asked my sister, I'm like, so what if you have a button-up shirt? Because to guys, this would just be called a button-up
shirt, yeah.
She said for girls, it's a blouse. So if a girl has a button-up, that's a blouse.
That makes no sense.
I know. So I'm going to
define blouse.
I want to settle this
now blouse
confusion.
Sounds like it's not a real word.
I know. Define. And what's crazy, my sister said, if you look up blouse on Google Images, it'll just be a bazillion different types of shirts.
What the hell?
Blouse.
It's basically just a girl shirt.
Yes.
What?
It says a woman's loose upper garment resembling a shirt, typically with a collar, buttons, and sleeves. So typically it is one of the nicer button-up shirts that you could wear to work, but it's looser. But it could also just be any upper garment resembling a shirt.
So it's just a woman's shirt.
Yeah.
Why is there a different name? That doesn't make sense.
I don't know. It's so confusing.
Like, I don't call this my man shirt. Like my man shirt.
And it's just so weird to me that even girls don't know what a blouse is.
I think it's just lost its definition over time. I think back in the day, maybe it would have been more flowy because I feel like people didn't wear t-shirts back in the day, you know?
Yeah.
When did t-shirts
that's so
start
weird.
Being a thing?
I don't know. Yeah, I've been watching Peaky Blinders and I realized
no
it would
t-shirts.
suck they wear the same thing
they wear like suits
every single day.
I know. No one wears shorts.
And they wear fucking 5 layers of clothing.
I know.
There's the shirt, the little vest thingy, then the regular coat, and then a big coat over that.
Yeah. And they have like a wife beater at the bottom.
Yeah.
And these like long ass pants.
Yeah.
Like you're wearing a full on suit all time.
They look pretty badass
they do.
though.
They do. And they always wear those like weird hats.
Yeah.
The razor blades.
Yeah.
Kind of sick.
It's so sick when you in that show in like slow motion walking shots you can just see the edge of a razor blade hidden in their hat.
See, also what I was wondering is all of them always have they have haircuts that are pretty close to like what we have now, like shorter on the sides, longer on top.
Yeah.
They didn't have like electricity back then. Did they have electricity? I don't know, cuz they kind of anyways.
Wait, we should really know this. I'm trying to think. I feel like
I think they had electricity, but it wasn't common to have that all over your
like everywhere.
Maybe because I feel like Thomas lights like candles in his room.
Yeah.
So,
but by like the 3rd and 4th season when they get richer, they have.
I think they have
lights.
electricity. They have lights. Okay,
but I don't think it's as accessible.
But what I was saying is, how do they shave the sides of their heads? Like, I don't think they have electric razors. Like, plug into the walls.
It's like those someone actually takes
They use the like actual shaving thing.
Yeah, like shaving cream and a knife and.
But I've never seen it like completely up to the skin, you know, on some of the people. Like it's always like looks like it's buzzed.
Oh yeah, I think they just have really good barbers that can do that.
That can just
by hand.
Wow, that's impressive.
I think. I don't know. That's a good question.
Who knows? That's always like wonder. I've always wondered that, and I was hoping that they would show a scene when they get the haircut, so I can just see what they're doing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Also, it sucks that they had to bathe in like this small ass tub. Wow, my voice is cracked. Like this tub and like dump water on their heads.
Yeah, and then they're just rebathing with the gross water.
Ugh.
Yeah. I will say though, being
Get your legs off my
side. I'm sorry. Being an actor in that show would be so fun because they're always dressed so formal, and at least in my experience, I hardly ever dress up nice in a suit and a tie and slacks and stuff. But when I do, I feel like on top of the world.
I feel so much more talkative and confident when I'm like wearing a suit.
And they get to wear that all the time, which obviously I'm sure that gets old and uncomfortable, but they're always like fresh shaven, like super fresh haircut all the time.
It makes you stand up straighter and just feel more like Today is my day.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So they're probably just killing it all the time.
Yeah. So real quick, before we move on, back to blouses. Here, you can scroll. There's everything.
Blouse. These look like
These look like blouses.
See, this is
About what you expected.
this is what I think of. Oh shit, I just clicked on it. The polka dot one, that is a blouse. Such a blouse.
Okay.
It's
There
like
you
kind
go.
of it's like short sleeves and like super flowy
Yeah.
and like kind of silky.
Yeah.
That is a blouse.
See, it's just very confusing though, because some of these are long sleeve, some are short sleeve.
Now, what if you and Morgan both were inside of the same shirt at the same time? Would it be a blouse or a shirt?
I don't know.
I don't know. Next time I see Morgan, I'm gonna be like, I really like your blouse.
Yeah.
I like your sweatshirt. Oh, I mean, sorry, your blouse. Cool blouse shirt.
She's wearing a basketball uniform. Hey, nice blouse.
I like your blouse.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyways, you want to hop into the segments?
Let's do it. Okay, so we didn't do them. We didn't do our segments last week or
Last episode.
because
we did a video with Steve.
Yeah, we did with Steve, and time just kind of flies when you're with Steve Farrar,
Yeah.
and you kind of just lose track of time.
Yeah. And then another thing I guess I just wanted to bring up real quick before we actually dive in is I'm going to be gone for a while. Kyle's going to be gone for a bit. So we've been getting it like way ahead of schedule. And this is our third podcast that we've recorded in 4 days, which I don't know. As an average listener, it might not seem like that big of a deal, but honestly,
It's hard.
it is hard. I think that's something that people don't really realize. Our podcast is definitely easier than other styles of podcasts.
Yeah, we don't have to prepare that much.
Yeah, we do prepare a little bit, but some podcasts are totally 100% dependent on tons of research.
Mm-hmm.
Like those murder mystery podcasts.
Oh yeah,
Those are insane, and I'm sure those take a lot of time. But I don't know. It's not us just coming here, sitting down, fucking around for an hour, and then just uploading it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a ton of editing that goes in. There's research. There's a lot
coming up with
more.
ideas, I guess, just to talk about and like fun things we could do. Obviously, we do fuck around.
Yeah.
And a lot of things we talk about are not things we plan on talking about.
Yeah.
But a good majority of it is thought of.
And obviously it is just raw and authentic. This is how we would just talk if we were just having a conversation. But it's also, if we weren't recording a podcast, we wouldn't talk for an hour straight, uninterrupted, no breaks. That's just not how the regular life works. And so we come up with different ideas that would be fun and interesting and you guys would care about, and we care about them too. But I don't know. My point is, it's a lot of work that goes into it. And we've been grinding them out the last couple days. And I like it. I feel like grinding these out has really tested us to see
our creativity levels.
And it kind of, I feel like it's testing our skill level as podcasters currently, just as like hosts and entertainers. Can you figure out stuff to talk about for an hour, 3 days in a row that people actually care about and that sticks to your style of content? And it's cool. And one thing I guess I just wanted to talk about a little bit is I wrote this down a long time ago and I was just waiting for a good time to bring it up, but this is a little more serious, and I think it's good every once in a while to have some more serious stuff.
We're getting serious.
As opposed to like shit and dicks all the time. But
love shit and dicks too. That's good.
One thing I've learned in the last few years is there is a big difference between motivation and dedication versus consistency, I guess. I don't know if that's necessarily the right wording, but my point is there's always going to be times when you start a new project or a new thing when you feel super inspired and you want to work on it for 4 or 5 hours a day, or you are, like want to come up with new ideas. You want to go record the podcast all the time. And when we first started, I would say, at least for me, the first 2 or 3 months, it's like I was ecstatic to be doing it. And I still love it. I'm not
it's not like we're dreading.
Yeah.
Like, oh God, we got to record today. Fuck.
Yeah, no, these are my favorite days of the week when we do record. It's so much fun, but there does come a point when the initial inspiration slowly, not that it dies, but it transitions to like, it's a lot of work sometimes. And sometimes you don't really feel like, oh, I'm not feeling very good today. I'm tired. We just did one yesterday. do I have enough stuff to talk about?
Yeah.
And it really, I guess, I don't know. I just realized there's a difference between consistency and like the initial motivation. And I've realized the consistency aspect is way more important. And it's important to force yourself to do something even if you don't necessarily feel like doing it in that moment. I don't know if is this making sense, sort of?
I think it's making sense. I mean, you're not going to be inspired your whole life doing something.
Yeah.
And it's not that we're uninspired, I would say, but it's more that we're just in it. Like, we're doing it.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's this goal that we're like, oh my God, like we want to start a podcast. We're like, can't wait to get all this stuff going. It's like, it's going.
Yeah.
And
now what?
Yeah. And so it's more just like keeping it going and continuing to do what we're doing. I said that. Doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
that's the consistency part.
It's one of those things where when we're getting ahead, just to give you guys a little insight into what my workflow is like. So we have to get about 4 episodes done in advance, let's say 3 to 4 episodes. And at the beginning, we would record and I would be hyped to edit for the next 3 hours or whatever. Because when you edit not only the audio, but when you do the video version, there's a lot of other things that come into play. And then you spend time uploading it, putting in the tags, all this stuff. And it's not that hard when you have to just do like 2 episodes a week and you have nothing else going on. But then when you're like, all right, we're going to be traveling, we're going to be gone. I have this on this day, you have this on that day. Then it really forces you to be like, all right, if you really want this to grow and you really want to be consistent and you truly do want to succeed at it, you're going to have to do it. You're going to have to edit this when you really don't want to, when you just edited for 3 hours. You don't want to edit for another 3 hours. Like, I don't know. And I guess it forces you to be creative when you're not feeling creative at all. And I think that's sometimes when the best ideas are formed, is when you're trying to be creative when you're not feeling creative. Because I've said this before, but I honestly disagree with anybody who just says flat out, I'm not creative. Because I thought I wasn't creative until I started making YouTube videos, and you force yourself to be creative. I don't think anybody just naturally gets these crazy ideas.
Everyone can come up with unique ideas or interesting ideas.
Yeah, and if you are put on the spot and you say, all right, we're recording in 5 hours, I need to come up with something to talk about.
We will.
You're going to find something to talk about.
Yeah, and I can't remember which I want to say maybe it was the when we talked about people on Tinder.
Yeah.
We've had episodes where we have almost nothing.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of on the fly during the episode, thinking of things to talk about. And like some of those are our best episodes where nothing is planned and it's just like we just kind of go.
Yeah.
And something happens along the way.
Yeah, and I would agree. I think those when are sometimes our best. I mean, there have been some really good ideas that we have planned that have turned out really well also. Yeah. But yeah, when you are put on the spot and you like want to be an entertainer like we do, I feel like at heart, like obviously I'm a videographer and I'm a filmmaker, but I think at heart I want to be an entertainer in some way. And I think that when you're put on the spot like that, that's when you can sometimes shine the most, is you don't necessarily know what you're going to talk about, but you feed off each other's energy.
Yeah.
You say something and then I realize that you're kind of trying to make something happen, and then intuitively I try and build off of that. I don't know. I don't really know where I'm going with this, but I guess point is, like, in the last few months, in the last week, especially leading up to both of our little vacation things, it's been, I don't know, it's been a challenge, but it's been cool to see kind of what we can do if we really have to.
Yeah. And we'll have a pretty long break between recording, like when we about a week without recording, which is a pretty long time for us. Usually it's every couple days.
Yeah.
So we'll probably come with all kinds of stuff for the next episode.
Yeah,
so.
That's what's cool is, like, if we ever do go on a vacation, it's going to feel like a long time without recording, and I'm sure a bunch of stuff is going to happen, which then is kind of a good refresher, I guess.
It's like kind of like a nice little mental break, like a week off.
Yeah. I also just want to give ourselves a shout out for like you and me both for sticking with it. We've only missed one episode in like 7 months, 2 a week. We missed one, because I had strep throat.
And it was early.
And it was really early on. We were still learning what we were doing.
Probably no one cared.
Yeah. We didn't even have any listeners back then. So, but yeah. All right. Now, segments.
Okay. Who is your A for the week?
My A of the week is a very famous man that's near and dear to your heart.
Really?
Named Joey Chestnut.
He's back.
He is back.
Wow.
And better than ever.
What's he back with?
Joey Chestnut eats 413 chicken wings in grueling glutton marathon.
The glutton marathon.
A glutton marathon. The 12-time Nathan's Hot Dog champ consumed the Hooters wings like clockwork. Get it? Get it?
I feel like eating wings fast is dangerous, especially for those guys, because they just like.
Why is that dangerous?
What if you accidentally bite a bone off and like swallow a bone?
Yeah,
because there's like little bones in wings that sneak up on you sometimes.
Yeah. Well, honestly, this not that 413 isn't a lot, but he had 12 hours.
Oh.
And I don't know. 413 for him doesn't sound like a lot.
See, I would have guessed like hours. 1 hour, honestly. 2 hours.
So it says competitive eater Joey Chestnut had a bone to pick with an eating challenge this week. Lots and lots of bones. Chestnut, Major League Eaters #1 rated glutton, devoured 413 Hooters chicken wings in 12 hours at the Mall of Georgia, according to news release.
I wonder what flavor they were.
The top dog Trencherman celebrated National Chicken Wing Day by attacking Hooters' $15.99 all-you-can-eat special. He paid for this.
Oh.
He paid to do this.
Oh, $15.99 all you can eat? Oh, it's $16. Okay, all right.
Yeah, so he basically
He like put them out of business single-handedly, basically.
Yeah, so it sounds like anybody can go and just pay $60
Imagine
for all
like
you can
all
eat.
the Major League Eaters just show up at this place and they all pay for it. Say it's like 10 of them, and they just put Hooters out of business.
Imagine there's just some average guy who like goes with his friends, like, bro, I'm gonna devour some chicken wings today. Joey Chestnut shows up, sits like right behind you, and just eats 400 of them.
Dude, that's like kind of a sneaky way. If Joey Chestnut was to open his own like wing company,
yeah,
he could just bring all of his eating pals and just eat all of Hooters wings and only pay $16. Like he could put them out of business. Like they don't have wings left. Hey, come to my place. We got a ton of wings.
He does it every night. Just every single day he goes to his neighboring rival.
Or like him and his friends take shifts until they get rid of that deal, I guess. But that's a good move.
Yeah. So he started at 11 a.m. Monday and downed 250 by 5:50 p.m.
Bro.
So I guess in what 7 hours. Wait. Yeah, in about 7 hours he did 250.
Okay.
And then he did the rest in the next remaining hours. But did he actually go? So he must have gone from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m.
Dude.
That is dedication.
He probably had to like shit like 5 times.
And he probably can't eat them at the same speed that he eats hot dogs. Because like you said, you have to eat around the bone.
Yeah. I don't know.
So, I mean, that's about it. There's nothing too crazy about it. I don't think he even won anything. He wasn't trying to break any world record. I think it was just having a good time.
Well, just a good time with the boys, eating a bunch of wings.
Yeah. So, anyways, who's your A of the week?
My A of the week could be spun in a way to make it the F of the week, but couldn't find a better option because I have a different F of the week that I can't wait to talk about.
Okay.
This guy who his real name was Kenny Kennard. 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 He changed his name to Fuckinard. So his last name's Kennard. He's this British dude, so I just picture them like Fuckinard. Like his friends probably made fun of him. So he changed his name to just Fuckinard, like FU-KENNARD, which is his last name.
Okay, wait, I'm confused. So what was his original first name and last name?
Kenny Kennard changed his surname by deed poll to Fuckinard, FU-KENNARD, for a laugh a few years ago, but now his joke has backfired. See, I don't know if his name is just Fuckinard or if his name is Kenny Fuckinard.
It's probably because it doesn't sound like he changed his first name.
Yeah, it just says a surname. I don't know, maybe that's his last name because it's British, so it could be.
I think your surname is your last name.
All right, sure. So Anyways,
So Kenny fucking hard.
so it's on his driver's license, but he was rejected from getting a passport because it was too vulgar to be on his passport.
Damn.
Yeah. So he can't travel. Can't travel on his UK holiday.
But there's some people that have naturally vulgar names on accident. Like,
yeah,
there's people
but
with
like
the last name,
he
like,
did it on. I mean, it's obvious.
yeah.
Like if your last name is just like fuck, and that's just your last name.
But it could be like a hyphenated name. Like, what if his name
Kyle,
truly
fuck you.
like Fu dash
KU.
Cunard or whatever?
I mean,
Like,
I think it's because he changed his name.
yeah.
He said, I decided to change my name to fucking Art a few years back. When I had to apply for a driving license, it was accepted fine. So I figured it would be wouldn't make much of a difference applying for a passport. How wrong I was. I got refused on grounds that my name could cause offense or was vulgar. So I complained, but they upheld their decision. So I complained again, and then they told me they'd keep the fee for administration costs. So
he still can't get a
he's got no passport.
So can he change his name back to his original? What if
He goes, fucking hard is not offensive, and I object to them denying my chosen name. He's really trying to defend himself.
So
Sorry. I just want to say,
Yeah.
before this, he had already changed his name to Coco Kenny when he was 16. So this guy's all about the name
this guy's
change.
a beast.
Oh, and then he joined the army when he was 19, so he had to change it because it was immature. So he had to change it back to
Oh.
Kenny Kennard. So then he's matured now that he's out of the army, so he's just fucking hard.
Yeah, very mature, very mature choice.
This guy's 33, by the way.
I think that's hilarious. I
Yeah.
mean, good for that guy.
Awesome.
Well, you know what would be hilarious though is if he changed his last name, and then someone stole his last name. So when he changed to fucking Ard, someone else legally changed their name to Kenny Kennard. So if he ever wanted to change back, he couldn't. I guess he
What
could.
are you talking about? You can't just claim a name like I'm the only Kyle Stafford. No one can be Kyle Stafford.
But maybe they'd be like, well, there's already a Kyle Stafford in this neighborhood or in this city.
No.
So it would be too confusing. So you got to choose a different name.
No. Do you know how many John Smiths there are around the world? So many.
Should I change my name to Kyle Stafford?
You could change your name to John Smith.
Maybe for your
Say
your
John
next
Fuck
birthday.
Farrar. Fuckarar.
John Fuckard. Fuckard. Yeah. Well,
Anyways, that guy gets an A to me.
yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool.
Sucks he can't get a passport, but
I've always thought changing names are cool. Like Chad Ochocinco,
yeah.
totally wrong.
Even though it's not right, but
I don't know. I think that's cool.
Meta World Peace,
Yeah.
even though he's not peaceful. Throwing elbows.
Actually, one of the most unpeaceful
Meta World
players.
War.
Cool.
Who's your F of the week?
This one is exciting. This is probably my best F of the week.
Wow. That's hyping it up.
Okay. Dude. All right. Gang leader attempts prison escape disguised as his daughter.
I saw this, dude. That's so creepy.
Did you read about it?
I didn't read much about it. I saw the video when they were like
Dude,
undressing. Dude, it's so creepy.
Brazilian drug trafficker Clavino da Silva attempted to switch places with the 19-year-old by wearing a silicone mask and a wig, according to authorities.
Yeah. He went for it.
He attempted to escape prison by disguising himself as his daughter and then switching places with her. Authorities.
Oh, so she stayed in jail?
Yeah, dude. Authorities said
That's so fucked.
42-year-old Clavino da Silva tried to sneak out of the prison complex in Rio de Janeiro, wearing a silicone mask, a wig, a black bra, a tight T-shirt with 3 pink donuts on it. Da Silva is serving a 73-year sentence for drug trafficking, and he apparently planned to leave his 19-year-old daughter in prison to do the time.
Are they just going to not notice that there's a girl now in this man's prison? Like,
Fuck that guy, too.
yeah. Awful dad. Why
Like,
are you even visiting him?
I'm going to leave my daughter in here for her literal entire life. Like,
Yeah.
literally, if she was to serve
She's
73
19,
years,
73.
she could be dead.
92.
She'd probably be dead. The plan didn't work. Prison guards saw through the disguise when Da Silva asked for his daughter's ID while attempting to leave. And then there's a picture of this guy.
Yeah. looks like a see, when I first saw it, I thought it was a robot.
It looks like a.
It looks like a robot.
Yeah. It looks like an AI.
Like you couldn't have got, like, you're a drug lord, dude. You couldn't have got better. Like, it looks so fake.
I mean, But at the same time,
it is pretty impressive.
It could have been a lot worse.
Yeah,
like
sure.
that looks closer to a girl than I would have expected a drug lord to look if he just tried to sneak.
But
up.
you know, like Bad Grandpa, for example, he actually like kind of looks like an old guy.
Yeah.
Like he could have, you know.
But he didn't look like a woman. Oh, but there was a time when he did dress up as an old lady.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay. So
and his boob, they did a little scene when his tit was falling out.
Yeah. See, but what I'm saying is like they have abilities to make you look better than that.
Yeah, but your resources are limited when you're in a high security prison.
I guess it's true. Does that mean his daughter agreed to it?
I don't know. I think
why else would she have come in with that mask?
I think it's one of those like fear things where they probably are just like, listen, you're gonna do this for your dad. So yeah, I just thought that was hilarious.
Look up the picture if you haven't seen it. It's really. There's a video of them. Have you seen the video?
No.
There's a video of them like undressing him or like taking the layers off, like taking a wig off, and taking the mask off, and it's so funny.
Yeah. All right, what do you got?
Okay, mine is a little more serious. Mine. Have you heard about what the NCAA did? I said that weird. The NCAA did to stop. You know, Rich Paul is.
No.
So Rich Paul is like, he's the head of Clutch Sports, which is an sports agency. Like he's LeBron's agent. He's Anthony Davis's agent. He's become like a powerhouse agent in the NBA.
Okay.
And he's a black dude, and he doesn't have a bachelor's degree. Like he just kind of, I guess he just I don't know much about his history, but he just really knows the NBA super well, and he knows the business side of it, and he's getting his clients like insane amounts of money, crazy good contracts. Like he's a great agent. Like I would want him as my agent.
Yeah.
Like he's the best agent in the NBA probably ever.
Okay.
And so he's kind of taken over the NBA. He's like part of what like that whole for those of you who don't know much about like basketball, this might not make much sense, but to me it's important, and to me it's frustrating because so he doesn't have his bachelor's degree. So now the NCAA is making a rule that you have to have a bachelor's degree and then like a couple other things to be able to talk to get clients that are coming into the NBA draft. So because he's basically taking over the league and executives don't like him because he's getting these crazy contracts. Like for example, there's this guy named Darius Baisley who coming out of high school was like a 5-star recruit. He's somebody that decided not to play college basketball. And he took a year off to do an internship with like Adidas or something. Okay. Because he didn't want, like, he probably needed money. He probably didn't want to, like, I don't know. So he signed with Rich Paul, and Rich Paul got him this $1 million deal to just be an intern for Adidas and then join the NBA draft. So this guy made $1 million. Didn't play college basketball.
They paid an intern $1 million?
Yeah, he got a $1 million contract.
Dude, imagine working at Adidas.
I know.
And this 18-year-old gets $1 million.
And who knows if he even did anything? Like, Rich Paul's a great agent.
He was interning with Adidas.
Basically, he was like working out. I'm sure it meant like you'll rep Adidas. Like you'll be an Adidas like signee, whatever.
And it's like no doubt that this guy will be an NBA.
Yeah, so he got drafted. But anyways, like. He's kind of changing the way that the NBA is and changing the way that contracts are, and he kind of orchestrated that whole Anthony Davis LeBron thing where AD got traded to the Lakers. Like he was outspoken about it, and he was like throwing out names, and he was like kind of taking over. And so
in a good way. You like this guy.
So originally, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way at first because he's so like out there and forcing his will, and he's just changing the NBA. But like it's the fact that they're changing rules to basically bar him from continuing what he's doing just because he's good. Just because he's so good at it.
Yeah.
And like people are getting super mad about it, and it just sucks that big organizations can just like do things like that and act like that's not why they changed the rule.
Yeah.
And it's just
because
like,
you know that if he wasn't doing as well as he is doing,
they wouldn't have
done anything.
No. So now there's all these tweets like, oh, he's gonna like he just needs to get his bachelor's degree. Like he can get his bachelor's degree, and there's like a bunch of jokes about how he could just go to Duke and get his bachelor's degree and talk to all these Duke players and say, hey, like I'll be your agent, whatever. So yeah, like LeBron and all these super big like he is the agent for so many different big NBA players, and so there's so many guys that are like supporting him and having his back, and everyone's just really upset about it. Damn. So that's something that's important to me, and it's just. That's my F of the week. It's really frustrating for me.
That's fucked up. So he will still be able to get clients that are already in the NBA, but he wouldn't be able to get people that are currently in college
as far as I
going
understand,
to join the draft.
Yeah, so like
I just think in any context, one thing that I hate about the business world, which this part of the business world will probably never change. I mean, it's changed a little bit, but I just hate how certain jobs demand that you have a certain degree. Mm-hmm. And even if you are amazing at what you do, you're not even in consideration.
Yeah.
And that's what's cool about like kind of freelance careers or careers where you're your own boss. It's like you get to build, like, if you're good at something, you can find a way to make a living off of it. Great for you.
Just because you have a piece of paper doesn't mean that you are more.
Now, obviously, I'm not trying to say, like, I don't want a doctor who doesn't have his doctorate to do anything on me. But I'm saying, like, in certain contexts, I'm sure there's been times where someone is way better at a job than someone else, but because he just happens to not have the right degree, they just pick this other guy. And I feel like that's an example where who gives a fuck if he has a fucking degree?
I know.
What he does not rely on his degree at all. And he's the best in the world at it. So good for him. That's other people's fault for not being as good.
Yeah. And like, it sounds like it's just a sports issue, but it's honestly, it's bigger than that, because it's organizations that are finding ways to push people back that they feel like are going to take over their power.
Yeah.
And like, I'm sure the NBA and the NCAA were in cahoots with that. Sometimes, like, I don't know, things like that just like really get to me when people like that, just people of power can just try to change things like that to get people to, you know, like to
fail,
to push people back, basically.
Yeah.
It's just frustrating.
All right. So the last segment we have today, since today we don't have any high school reunions, this week, because we have a bunch of shit. We have a lot of shit to grind out in the last couple days before we leave, and the reunions take a long time. So we're going to save those for next week. But okay, so we got the word of the day here. I was just thinking of this the other day at work, out of nowhere. You know, when in movies, I don't even know if people ever say this in real life, but you know the phrase, what in tarnation?
Yeah.
Like, what in tarnation?
What's tarnation? Is that the word?
Yeah, I don't know. What the hell? If you had to guess, what do you even think it means?
Tarnation. I would say it's short for our entire nation. Like, what in the world?
What in
our nation? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, what in our nation?
What in our nation? And then it just got changed to tarnation by some hick.
Oh.
Is hick offensive or redneck? Is that offensive?
I don't know.
Calling someone a redneck or a hick?
Yes.
I feel like it is.
Yeah.
Oh, redneck.
Okay, well, this is the Urban Dictionary definition.
All
so
right.
this is kind of the more like what the people think it means. Tarnation is a euphemism. Don't know what euphemism
means.
For damnation or even eternal damnation. Just like darn is a euphemism for damn, or as heck is to hell. Oh. It's used to show disgust. So it's like it's just a different way of saying damnation without saying damn.
And
like how you
damnation?
say heck instead of hell. Let's see. So for example, someone who says what in tarnation is going on here, you could say what in damnation is going on here. But I don't know what damnation means.
See, that's the problem with definition sometimes, is it just makes you look up a different word.
Yeah. Damnation means condemnation to eternal punishment in hell.
God damn. Literally.
So, like, what in the condemnation of eternal punishment in hell is going on here?
So it's like, what the hell, basically? What the,
like, you should spend the rest of your life in hell is going on here.
That's
sort of.
Yeah, be careful using tarnation, guys.
Well, no, that's damnation.
Oh, but tarnation
is like the PG version of that.
Oh, okay. But it's got a deeper meaning, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So it's like, oh, fudge you, man.
Yeah. So be careful using tarnation.
Yeah. So
you don't want to be. You don't want to end up in eternal damnation.
I think your definition was better.
Mine makes more sense.
Like, what in our nation?
And I had never thought about that until now, because I was like trying to break it down. Tarnation.
Yeah.
I just picture like a really southern dude, like, what in our entire nation? What in tarnation?
Yeah, I picture like old southern guys just drinking beer, kind of talking about politics and how they hate the president or whatever. Like, man, what in our nation is going on here? Things are falling apart.
Yep.
You know? So.
Conquo. Things fall apart.
Anyways, with that being said, we're going to wrap it up here. We successfully did 3 episodes in 4 days.
We did it.
So I just want to say thank you to everybody that's been supporting us the last couple months.
I just want to say you're welcome to everybody.
I just want to say my pleasure.
I just want to say my pleasure. It has been our pleasure
to serve
to bring
you
these podcasts to you.
I hope you guys are enjoying them. We've been growing every month. It's really exciting. One thing I just want to say at the end of every episode, it helps a lot if you guys tell your friends about it. Put us on your Instagram story, Twitter, Facebook, whatever.
Tell your friends, tell your grandma, tell your dog.
It really means more than you guys think. If you want to leave a review on the Apple Podcast app, if you have any iDevice, it would help a lot. But anyways, Kyle, where can they follow you?
One thing I will say.
Yes.
Bonus F of the week, that bitch that punched, shoved, and spit on her dog on YouTube.
Fuck her.
Fuck you, bitch. She's not listening, but whatever. Fuck you. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at KyleSafford36. You can follow the podcast at Pins Podcast on Instagram and Twitter. We post clips. They're great. That's like a good way to tell, do I want to watch this or listen to this episode? And usually the answer is yes, because it's funny.
Yeah.
John, where can they find you?
You can follow me at Hey Narwhal on Twitter and Instagram. You can also subscribe to my personal YouTube channel called The Narwhal, where there'll be a new 30-day documentary challenge.
30 day?
30-day.
She said dirty.
30 Dan.
It's dirty.
There will be a 30-day documentary challenge going up there in a couple weeks. It'll be a really cool video, so be sure to check that out. And with all that being said, there's new episodes every Monday and Thursday. And we'll see you guys later. Goodbye.
What tarnation?